go live. I think I'm pressing. Okay, I'm live on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. Cool. All right. Peace, 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 family. Um, Hope everybody's been having a beautiful Thursday. I'm super excited for this introduction for the IxChel Womb Council. It is the space in which we talk about all things sisterhood, womanhood, wifehood, motherhood, and I think it's important for women to start having the uncomfortable conversations so that we can begin to heal our lineage in our womb. So we're going to get into a lot of beautiful subjects when we officially get started. But for right now, we're doing our beautiful introductions. These two young ladies that I am introducing are very magical, beautiful, passionate, and inspirational women to myself. These are women that I look up to, women that I have collaborated with, women that I go to for counsel and for those raw sisterhood talks. I'm excited for you guys to meet them. And we shall bring to the stage Sister V and Sister Aya. Thank you so much for joining us today. Oh, I'm so happy.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Thank you for being in this space. Thank you for showing up with me, and thank you for making this dream of seeing more sisterhood and expression a reality. I cannot do this without you guys. And without further ado, I would like to just ask you guys a couple of questions so that the audience can get to know you in a beautiful way as I have gotten to know you guys. I'm going to start with Sister V. If you could just explain to the people who you are, who you be, and anything else you would like for us to know about you.
Yes. Oh, that's a loaded question. Who I am. I'm known as V. Yvette, Sister Yvette. I'm an artist, a mother, a business owner. I have many titles. What I've been doing lately is focusing on encompassing all that I am in order to assist my daughters, my biological daughters, and the daughters that are around me, or the women that are around me. And I'm in San Diego, California.
Thank you,
More?
sis. Well, we'll get into more. I have more questions for you guys, but I want to just warm you guys up a little bit and give people
Okay.
some space also to come in. So, Sister Aya, please tell us who you be, all about you, what you do, and anything you would like us to know about you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Aya Posey Magyun. I am many things, right? I am a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt, I'm a wife, I'm a mother. I am a matriarch. I am a traditional naturopathic practitioner. I am a clinical esthetician, which is just a fancy word for skin therapist. Um, I'm also an artist. Like in a former life, I was a professional dancer for many years, traveled, did lots of fabulous things, and got to meet a lot of fabulous people. Um, and I retired from that. And my son also traveled with me too while I was dancing. So that was also fun, my oldest. Um, again, I'm a mother and a wife, and well as with my husband, we support a very vast community here in the Chicagoland metropolitan area, and that is it.
Both very, very beautifully gifted women. Okay, so I want to ask you both
Thank you.
to get a little bit detailed about your business. I would love to know the name of your business, what your services are, and the mission or purpose of why you created your business. My apologies.
Th- Any, just
Either or, any
either way.
order. Any order.
Either. Oh, okay. I'll go. So my artist name is and I'm a visual artist. Is Goddess of Art Piece. So I like to say that myself as an artist is a business, and my studio, which is Crescent Art and Wellness Studio, is the place where, yes, I do my work, my art and my wellness work. However, it's also the place that I open up for people to think that they are coming to like release and be crafty and artsy, but at the same time, I'm influencing or curating an experience for them to let their guard down, release, so that they can receive healing and therapy that they can take where they go. Only way
Art
for
for
me
the
to
soul.
be able to do it. Say it again.
I said that sounds like art for the
I can't hear
soul.
you. Did you say something?
I'm sorry. I said it
Yes,
sounds
yes. And I'm And in a lot of ways, I try to make that clear because, technically, when you say art therapy, for certain places, they're like, okay, wait a minute, are you, do you have a degree, things of that nature? Art as therapy is what I'm saying, because for myself, that is what has grounded me over the years. For I'm 50, however, for about 16, 17 years, I put art to the side, and I didn't realize till I got back acquainted with it, that that is what was throwing me off balance. So I said, "Oh, wait a minute! I can't possibly be the only person that receives regulation from creating." So that's how I combine the two together, um, with my business, and then also the therapy that I'm getting for myself, if that makes sense. So I had to find a way for me to get what I need and to also be able to serve at the same time, because that is also me being obedient to my purpose here this time round, based on whatever it is that you believe. But this time round, in order for me to be obedient to my purpose here, I have to be able to do my therapy as well as share with others.
I feel like that's a universal law in itself, like having to serve self before serving others, or
Yes.
even an interim of serving others, because in order to pour from a full cup, you have to first be full. So I definitely understand that. And
Yeah.
Sister Aya, please, please get into all the things that you do through your services and your businesses and your products and your offering to the world.
Um, the name of the business has gone through so many. I've named it so many things. Aya Wellness Services, Aya Holistic Wellness Services. Dr. Aya Posey Madiun is what is the brand that I'm currently trying to build up and work through. Um, right now, I'm just servicing or helping other women in what it is that they're trying to do, be it better mothers, just find better solutions, holistic solutions in regards to what they're trying to cater in the household, and mentor and facilitate that for them, as well as a lot of the treatment programs that I was doing early on, such as Reiki and hijama wet cupping. I've only just put to the back burner for right now because I'm on a journey through ARNA and being in the doctoral program at Aboriginal University. So I consider that a hiatus because I want to be able to serve in full capacity, um, and not hinder anyone in regards to their healing. And I want to be able to uh, uh, as I'm learning, disseminate the information. And that's what I have been doing, like on social media and stuff like that. Um, but other than that, I will consult people. Well, you need to have more of this type of vitamin in your diet and stuff like that. um, as well as I also help other women learn how to pray, especially those that are new to Islam and everything like that. They need a big sister. They need someone to help them, as well as to give them a different perspective in regards to how it is that they are showing up in their life or just showing up in general and in public, um, in the particular walk that they are um, practicing now and being called to practice. And that's what I'm doing in that regards. But I came to this because my mother, first and foremost, she coined herself as a holistic nurse. uh, my mother was in the second class of Black nurses at Michael Reese Hospital. So there's a legacy there. And that also was the hospital that I was born at. But not only that, my grandmother's mother was the healer for her tribe. And that was always communicated to me from my elders and from my mother. She was always saying stuff like, you take after your grandmother, you take after your grandmother. And I never really truly understood what she meant by that when I was younger. But I do now, as I've become older. Um, and because I'm the youngest of a very old family. So I take on a lot of old ways, right? Um, so when um, when I was younger, my mother would say, "Come lay hands on me. Come lay hands on me. I have a headache," or whatever it was. And I would lay hands on her, and she would just say, "Oh, I feel so much better. My headache is gone." So it put a real thirst for knowledge and energy into me, right? And then my mother, she was just very different in her approach and how she was raising me. And this was, during the 80s and the 90s and things like that. Like, I didn't go to school with and it's not because we were Muslim then. I was raised Christian. I didn't go to school with like pork sandwiches and stuff like that. I was raised in a health food store. So, and like my mother, she would give me things like, instead of ibuprofen, she would give me vitamin C and calcium. And depending upon the pain, you would add alfalfa with that. And when she sent me off to college, she sent me with like a bunch of different herbs and supplements and a vitamin Bible, right? And it would always be remember those big packs of vitamins that you could get? You can't get that anymore. Them big bottles of vitamins. She would send that with me, right? Thinking that it was going to last me the year. No, because everybody would come to my room in college and they would come to borrow my vitamin Bible and to siphon off my supplements. It would make my mother angry. She was like, "I'm not buying these things for these people. It's for you. It's for you. It's supposed to last the year." But I'm saying all that to say I was put on the path early by my elders and by my mother. Um, and I'm just expanding upon and improving upon everything that they taught me. And like I said, my mother said, I take after my grandmother. And that's why I'm here and that's why I serve in this space.
I resonate so much with both of your whys because one, there's like a different energy around designing your purpose through the lineage of women that you come from. Like there is a very powerful tie to your design and your purpose that you're choosing to serve in. And then, like Sister V was saying, these are big shoes to fill, these capacities in which we hold as women where we are servicing the community. And we have to fill from a full cup. We have to be of service to ourselves first before we can be of service to each other. I want to ask you guys a question about the most challenging time of your transition through your business and being of service. What is a lesson that you took from one of your most challenging times through being of service?
I'm still that's still real life for me in a lot of ways. I'm a lot better than where I was last year. I've recently um, received diagnosis with my health, plus perimenopause. So if you understand that, at the same time is quite something that no one else can really prepare you for, because we all have a different experience. My experience is appearing to be very different than my mother and my older sister. Um, so I, being somebody in the family that's always been very different, different than from my immediate family. I have learned, as the sister was saying earlier, I've learned later that I'm a lot more similar to other women in my family that are not in my immediate family, as in like my mother's mother, my grandmother. Even though I didn't meet her. So, um, being someone in the family who was very different and also never had health issues, never had any health issues, never had any, never broken any bones, never had any, the norms. Oh, well, about this age, you start to feel this. Didn't have any of that. But when we were, I guess, locked down or in a quarantine, and I was forced to slow down, several things came to the surface that I didn't really understand, because I had not had to be, even with my pregnancies, I never had anything physical slow me down. So I spent about 4 years in denial, because I'm not someone who will go to, the hospital for things. That's not something that is in my practice to do. So I worked it out as best as I could for about 4 years. But for words, I can say it now, I was in denial, because my thinking now about that and how to handle things like that is completely different now. So to answer the question in regards to the large challenge, with being who I am to be, and then in my business, is the coming to terms with, do I continue to do my purpose, even though I'm struggling with pain. Now I have chronic pain. I've never had pain before, and now I'm somebody who can say I have an invisible dis-ease. I'm disabled. Well, let me say this: my body, the body that I'm in, um, has an invisible disease, and I now live with chronic pain, even right now. However, um, everything that I'm saying right now were things that were extreme, 4 years ago. So the way that I can reflect on it and speak on it is so different now. It was very challenging, because if you know, like I know, when you're in the health and conscious community, um, it can be very gangsterish. It can be very Nazi-like. It can be very click. It can be very judgy. And so when you're someone that is usually help others, but you can't completely physically identify with what they're going through, but you're assisting them, and then now you are somebody experiencing something, is a very humbling thing. I have a very big personality, so it took me a long time to buckle down and admit that I was experiencing things. So getting up and still doing pop-ups, getting up and still speaking with people was very, very painful and hard for me to do. But fast forward to sure, around September, I actually, I submitted, and I had some work done, and received my diagnosis. Is now easier because I have chosen to reprogram myself, if that makes sense. Like, undo all of the things that I had uh, held very tight to. If you take vitamins, then something's wrong with you, because you shouldn't have to take vitamins. I used to be very judgmental about if you eat meat, if you take vitamins, if you like all of these things, right? So the challenge was acquainting myself with who I am now in this body, and still being present for my business. I'm really summarizing it, because I also was in a relationship where my business was split down the middle with my partner. So all of these different things, you know, at the same time, not feeling okay, but kind of trying to mask it. It was just very hard to to juggle the two. But now where I am, I have made it to where it is something that I don't grimace about. I do what I can to go as natural as I can, and if I need assistance in a way that not natural, don't beat myself up about it. You know, a lot of those things are that the new Yvette does. You know, so I would say the biggest challenge was coming to terms with I am aging. I'm not the same woman that I was, and that's okay. So, and then still being a present business owner.
I feel like that's something that every person, but specifically as women, we all get to go through. It's like a ego death, and also a space of vulnerability and accepting assistance or support. Whereas before, maybe you would have tried to figure it out all on your own, and then also had to hide like
Yeah.
your reality from people or just from society and having to have a face or a performance, right? And that's a very real thing. I feel like
Yes.
where you get to step out of that. And that's a beautiful freeing thing, I can imagine, because the more that we do it, there's just
Yeah.
all these containers and titles that we attach to ourselves. And we step out of that and kind of learn like who we are first before we step into these titles of service. So I definitely understand
Yes.
that. That was beautiful. Sister Aya, I know
Yes.
you got some gems. Could you be pulling
Thank
them
you.
on me? Of course. Thank you, V. I really appreciate your share.
I think one of the lessons that I have learned is the first thing that came to mind when you asked the question at first was to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And why do I say that? Because when the healer is down, it's incredibly difficult to get others to procure and to get what it is that you need in order for your wellness to to facilitate your wellness. And nobody's going to get it like you would get it, right? They don't understand.
Hmm.
They don't. It's a lot of complaints. So why do I have to? I don't see it, and it costs too much, and all of these other things. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? So you don't even have to go through the rigmarole or the argument and everything like that. And everything is a teaching and a learning lesson. So while someone in your immediate family is ill, you're constantly reinforcing to them why we are doing what we are doing in regards to your treatment and in regards to your healing, right? And you're constantly having to reinforce and exhibit the leadership in your own household because people take it for granted, right? That you know what you know. You have the agency that you have, and that it's not a plaything. It's not something to be taken for granted or lessened, right? Because other people lessen it. You always have to advocate for self and make sure that you um, advocate for yourself in a way that demonstrates your breath and fluidity of what it is that you're able to offer and to accomplish. And this is the reason why you're doing it. Why? Because there's a great signal of, for lack of a better term, hoodoo that goes around, right? And just because you're able to exist outside of the signal, everyone in your immediate circle is not able to exist outside of that circle. So they're still being socially programmed and engineered to um, believe that X, Y, and Z is the path that we should go on or the truth and the light, when that really isn't the case, right? And you're saying, no, we need to go down this path, and this is how we're going to do it. But I don't want to. I don't, you get all of the hum and han and argument, but you're like, no, this is the way we're supposed to go. Or because they heard something out in the street or from somebody else. Well, I heard this and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, I'm telling you this. Then you take my authority as serious as you're taking the hearsay, right? Because it's part of the spell. It's part of the system trying to bring you and that person back under the system, right? So it's our responsibility to hold the torch and to keep towing the line and keep pulling people along. And then the other thing is allow the DNA of your ancestors to push on through, because it's trying to teach, they're trying to give you the information that they learned, right? It might have been painful what they had to go through. It might have been uh it might have been extremely wonderful what they went through. But just know that you aren't crazy in regards to the emotion and experience that you carry, because maybe you're supposed to heal that emotion because that was an ancestor's emotion that came through your particular DNA, and you're supposed to heal that. It's not hoodoo. It's not something that is that's bad. No, it's something that is good, and it's something that you are supposed to take on as the healer in your family, as the person that's going down that particular path and bringing those along with you.
Sometimes I be feeling like you're not talking to the people, you're just talking to me. But they heard you because that was yeah, that was some heat right there. Especially hearing that from a woman, because I just feel like ooh, things will get spooky, right? When it comes to
Yeah,
experiencing that. Uh, because people don't know how to identify it. But on a simple term, like you said, this is ancestral communication. And so
yeah, and they always want to spookify it. Stop spookifying it.
like
It's not a
we
spooky
understand
thing.
it. But it goes back
It's
to the
not a
first thing you
spooky
said
thing.
though. So when you said stay ready so you don't have to get ready, what my mind computed that as is forever be the student of the passion and the servitude and the place in which you represent, right? Because in order to fully understand the communication, you must be consistently studying. You must be consistently open to wisdom and knowledge and gaining that understanding. And it's so
Mhm.
easy with those very intense emotions to get caught up in thinking that you have a right to that rage. That rage was passed down to you. You didn't go through any of those things that those women went through, but it is in you for you to heal
Mhm.
those parts of the lineage, for you to transform, transcend, and transmute that pain, that sadness, that grief, that disdain for whatever they were experiencing during that time. And then also recognizing, which I think is a big thing that we forget, is that it's not as bad as it was then. Like the actual pain that we're experiencing right now is due to our decisions as people and our lack of unity and our lack of family units and community building and jurisdiction. But
Mhm.
the actual dilemmas that these people before us went through to even create structure, to create economic wealth, to create, foundational support for our families, we forgot that even existed, and so we get to remember that. And so I love everything you said, because it was like a full circle of wisdom to swallow. So I really
Mhm.
both of you for that, because that was some
And
dope insight. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
can I say something to that? No, no,
Yeah.
it's okay. When I was listening, it reminded me as well, like what I would also add to something that is equally as challenging, um, for me is sometimes when you know, sometimes you could know so much to where it's like against your own good. And so consistency, when I was hearing the stay ready so you don't have to get ready, made me think of consistency. A lot of us are consistent in inconsistency. And so know a lot, and you're not necessarily applying what you know, because you can know a lot of things, especially as you live. The longer you live, the more you know. um, However, if you do not apply what you know, or I'm speaking about myself, since that's who you asked, as far as one of the most difficult times, it's being consistent in the application of what I know. Um, because like you said, a lot of things that we're experiencing, there's a struggle because we don't have the proper submission to being disciplined and being consistent with the application of what we know. And I can admit that, and I can speak personally from that. Every time I don't stay on what I know, whether it's life or my business, it starts to become larger. Small things become larger. But when I stay on top of what I know in application, in the like living out the understanding of it, I have smoother, more successful outcomes with my business and with my life decision. So uh, I guess, to sum that up, sometimes I experience difficulty in being a little cocky with what I know, but not applying what I know consistently. And that could be just be me myself with what I need to accomplish in a day's time, my business, and then for myself personally. Sometimes too much freedom without discipline and governing yourself can be detrimental. So being consistent is another one of those
Yes.
painful struggles that will bite you in the butt.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But that's what they have also worked to program us out of, is the consistency of being true to self and the consistency
Hmm.
of being true to the creator, right? Because of the industrial corporate system, they wanted everybody working by a certain time. So they brought out these things, these time clocks,
Hmm.
these alarms, these bells and these whistles, and said, well, you have to be here by 9 in the morning, knowing good and well people weren't designed to be like that till 9 in the morning. We had a different sleep system.
Hmm.
It throws our pitocin
Every
and
day.
our what's the other P, uh uh uh
Cortisol levels for sure.
yeah, cortisone, but it's a hormone that starts with P. Prolactin. It throws our prolactin off. And uh men and women, we both secrete and produce prolactin, but women in particular, we produce more prolactin simply because we give birth and we breastfeed, right? And we don't sleep properly anymore. In more
Mhm.
traditional societies, they still have this habit of sleeping, right? But in Western societies, in these modern societies, we aren't sleeping properly. So our level of prolactin is low. So we aren't able to really rest our nervous system and really communicate and commune with ourselves and with the creator and have that time and structure during the night, not during the day, but during the night, that we need to
Hmm.
rest, prepare, pray, meditate, talk softly with our loved ones, do whatever that we do through the night, right? Because we had 2 sleep cycles. Now we're waking up to alarms. You
Mhm.
know, we're looking at the clock like, Lord, what time can I get a few more minutes and stuff like
Right.
that? We're not waking up rested and everything like that. And that's due to our sleep cycles being knocked off and the prolactin not being able to fully express itself during the night. Now, people like to say you got to get in the bed before midnight. You got to get in bed a little bit before then, but because we're on these schedules and on these cycles, and we aren't designing our life and scheduling our life first and foremost around our relationship with the Creator and with ourselves, we've designed our lives and uh, and our schedules around our outside relationships, right? Outside relationships in regards to a job, somebody else's agenda that we have to fulfill, and instead of our own agendas and the creator's agendas. But these are things that we are newly rediscovering, right, in this awakening time period. And we are adding to our arsenal of tools that we are using to reclaim ourselves and to reclaim our divinity. Um, there's they tried to curse us, and we're breaking those curses. As we're breaking those curses, they're trying to draw us back in. But the beautiful thing is that we have guides, and we are setting up systems that we can follow, and we can also pass down to our next generations, right? Our sons, our daughters, um, and hopefully, if we continue our practices with ourselves, we can also be the example for those that are looking at us and looking up to us so that they are able to follow and maintain this type of practice with themselves.
So many gems. I feel like you closed it all out. I love what you talked about with the systems that we're creating because I just feel like we could talk all day, but to
Mhm,
know that we can direct it to a space where people are actually practicing these things consistently, where we're creating foundational systems that we can pass down to our children, where
mhm,
we're recalibrating and healing our own nervous system, which is so important to the entire everything that we're building because our wombs are creating what is in our nervous system, the stress or the peace, right? The chaos or the creation. And so to be aware of that intentionally and then to have systems that we are building, that's important to know because we're not alone, right? And there are programs and spaces like this one where we're having real conversations, but also we're practicing this in our family lives. We're bringing this to our immediate family, the people around us that are tied to us, are tethered to us, our communities, our networks, so that everybody can heal and we can see better in our economy. So that was very
mhm.
different. I really appreciate both of your inputs on that. And I wanted to now ask, this is the last question, but very important question. So feel free to give it everything that comes to your heart and your mind and your spirit. The last question is, what does sisterhood mean to you?
What does sisterhood mean to me? I have to say, and just being completely transparent. Um, the best way I could say this is when I hear hear the word sisterhood, and I think of the relationships that I have had, and then the ones that I have now, and that's and so it is definitely something that I long I long for to be how it once was, when I lived in a more uh when I lived more so in a like a controlled environment, in a controlled community. um I know some people are like, what in the world does that mean? I lived about 16 years in a I took a sabbatical where we were our own community within a nation within the nation, like meaning like we were still here, but we had our own things. school, gas station, things of that nature. Um, while I am happy to be um, free, for lack of better words, I do miss the discipline and the sisterhood, and just how no matter what, I had um, a sister, whether she was older than me, same age as me, or younger than me, at all times within my marriage, within where I had duties at. Like I miss that. Um, because now, I'll say, being in the world, some people don't understand these type of terminologies, but in the world, as in now in my day to day amongst the regular world, I don't have those same relationships, and I'm not bitter about it, or I'm not judging any of the women around me about how I would rather our relationship be, because some don't know how to be that way. Um, it's something that I have stopped craving, and have more so been developing it within my daughters. I have a 26-year-old and I have an 18-year-old, and I've been experiencing what I what I would experience with a flowing sisterhood with my daughters. I've been enjoying that. And I hope no one that's close to me sees this and is like, dang, what about me? I have sisters that I'm close to. And I love the sisterhood, but I do miss being equally yoked and held and supported by um, my reflections. So I don't know if did I answer that, but sisterhood to me means everything from the standpoint of being supported, whether it be dark or light. And it is something that I did experience in a way that I would love to see with my daughters, and hopefully they can experience too. However, it's something far and few between where I am in the way that I would like to experience it.
Would you mind if I ask you a question?
And
'Cause
I'm
I want
thankful for things like this, because
to.
yeah, no, I don't
Okay,
mind.
okay, because and I don't think there was anything wrong with your answer. We only want the truth, right? So like, there's nothing wrong with you being honest. I wanted to know, what would that look like for you? Like, what did that perfect environment of sisterhood look like for you? Like, how did that express itself?
Um, there was someone uh always there, um through everything, like creating, crying, feeling things. Someone maybe not my age and is about to maybe become a mother. It looks like fulfillment in my purpose, and naturally.
So I'm hearing like more like physical presence, and being able to like commune, heal with, interact with on a daily basis, share your lifestyle together, that type of thing, right? And
Yes, yes,
and
yes. Hmm.
thank you. And sis, what does sisterhood
Yes.
mean to you?
Okay, so sisterhood means to me having another type of partnership, right? So you have your partnership with your spouse, your significant other, but then you have your partnership with your sisters or your sister, right? That your sister
Hmm.
is someone that you can count on, and I mean you can count on them even when you might have been fussing and fighting at each other. You could have cussed each other out, right? But in the next minute, you're like, okay, what are we going
Hmm.
to do about X, Y, and Z? Are we going to get to this together? Because you're going to revisit about the cuss out later, right? But in this moment, we need to get whatever it is accomplished that we're trying to get accomplished. And they're not going to be a hindrance to whatever it is that needs to be accomplished because they understand the task and the importance of what is at hand, right? But it's still going to be in the back of their mind. And you're going to speak about it later. But right
Yeah.
now, we need to focus on X, Y, and Z. And I'm always going to have your back,
Yeah.
no matter how much you cuss me out, right? Or I cuss you out. I'm always going to have your back, even to the point of, somebody that somebody outside of your group doesn't know that they know you, right? And that you're in sisterhood with this particular person or persons, but they're speaking about you in a negative way outside of the group, right? And because they have your back, even though you might be mad at each other, they're going to handle that person that's outside of the group because they're your, and then
Right.
they're going to come tell you about it, but they're going to handle them outside of the group because they're your sister. And you don't have to worry about the types of decisions that this person would make on your behalf because it wouldn't come from jealousy, right? It wouldn't come from maliciousness.
Right.
And uh, if if you say something in a particular manner, they might take it as, oh, I didn't like how she said it, but they're going to take it to heart and they're going to reflect on it and they're going to think about it and they're going to come to you. I didn't like how you said X, Y, and Z, but can you explain it to me in a different type of way? Or can you can we work it out in regards to what you said to me, um, so that we can move forward? They're not going to go to somebody else. She said X, Y, and Z, and I didn't like how she said it. And you have to hear it from somebody outside the group or from somebody or another man or something like that. And they're bringing it to your attention. Well, so and so didn't like how you said so and so, even though what you said to them was for their betterment, right? It was for their betterment. You weren't being malicious. You were saying it with love, but they weren't in a space or the mindset to be able to receive what it was that you had to say. And with that even said, uh, that person that you were trying to be in sisterhood with and them receiving that information that allows you to really see who they are. It gives you the discernment and the eyes and the focus to be able to really see that person. And now you can put them in the category where they need to be, right? This person isn't on the same level of sisterhood in which you need to be. So you have to put them on the level of sisterhood where they can exist so that you all can exist peacefully.
I wanted to wait to let Sister I speak before I piggyback to Sister V because I just chef's kiss, right? First of all, yes to everything you said about sisterhood, okay? Especially the part about I love how you said it's a partnership outside of your marriage because like this is the person that you share the most intimate, vulnerable things with, right? These are
Mm-hmm.
things you say on social media. These are things that you're growing through. These are things that cause you pain that that you're insecure about, whatever the case may be. And that sister is like your road dog, right? And then the
Right.
very real thing, which is that we're gonna have conflict. Every relationship is gonna have some type of conflict. How you guys deal
Right.
with that conflict
Friction.
tells you a lot about how you value the relationship. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you are quick to talk crap about that person, not address the person in like specifically about whatever you have an issue with, or if you're just into gossiping because that person didn't meet whatever your perspective you created of them versus you trying to get to know that person, then that's a lot about you as a person and how you value relationships. It really shows you as an opportunist versus a sister. And then to get back to Sister V, I completely understand the need for physical access to the sisterhood that you envision. And I'm hoping that as we do these events together and we get to spend some time in physical, or even just as we build the wound council and we get to, chat in the sister circle, that maybe we can meet up. And that could be a way that we could pour into Sister V, because I completely understand the need for that physical contact. And I think that it also helps for us to be consistent in our walk, you know, because
Yeah,
we're every day, and it can be so easy to look around you and not see the examples of what you're trying to implement for yourself. And that
right,
can be discouraging.
right, exactly. Especially I think, well, I'm going to say for myself, right? I exist in a space, in a leadership space where I have to put women in particular sisterhood levels, right? Because everyone is not there to be my sister.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not.
Mm-hmm.
And because everyone is not there to be my sister, uh, everybody will friction with you in regards to your leadership style or what it is that you're trying to encourage them on or set an example for, right?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to understand what it, they're trying to understand what it is that you're trying to present because they don't see themselves there. And so you're constantly having to hold space and hold the vision for other people that can't see
Mm-hmm.
because they're blind. But because you're not blind, you have to lead everybody through the darkness, right? And because you're leading everybody through the darkness, everybody doesn't understand what it is that you're trying to do or understand uh, your particular position, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's due to their lack of perspective and their lack of understanding. I'm not trying to hurt any feelings or anything like that. It's just that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, so you have to exist in like in the middle ground, right? In the middle row, that gray line. You can't be neither too much over here or too much over there because you have to exist in that space and hold it open so that others can cross over.
Ooh, that's some gems, because that takes you stepping out of your own ego as well. Like, it takes not personalizing how you experience women that have a different lens of perspective. And it's really not your duty to try to control that, right? But it is your duty to be the example through your life. And like you said, through holding that opening for people to cross through that are ready and that are willing.
Right. And you can also facilitate too. Like, if it becomes an extremely emotional situation, you can facilitate um, the easing of the emotion, not feeding into the emotion, right? Because then that feeds into other entities and everything like that that feed upon that. But you can facilitate the easing of the passing of that particular emotion and give them the knowledge to put in their toolbox so that they can continue to grow and continue to move forward because we don't want them to be stagnant, right? We don't want them to be held back. We want you to continue to move forward. Now, there's some people, even though you're giving them the tools, they're going to fight you all the way. They're going to fight you all the way. Yeah, they're going to fight you. They're going to fight you all the way. Like, hey, I'm just giving you the tools. You don't have to use it. You don't have to, uh, uh, yeah, you don't have to use it, but just know I can't stay stagnant and I can't stay here in this space with you.
Yeah.
We have to keep moving forward because you aren't the only one.
Yeah.
There's about 1,000 of you in
Right.
line with you and behind you.
Right.
And everybody is, sorry.
Oh, is it time for prayer?
Yeah, it's time for prayer. um, you have to allow them to feel what it is that they're feeling,
Mm-hmm.
but keep moving at the same time. That's why I'm always telling my husband, you just got to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving.
And it's so easy to feel so many different emotions in that, because I feel like sometimes you meet the people that remind you of where you used to be at. Sometimes you meet the people that remind you, or you can see their potential where they can be, and like it's clear straight line this way, and they decide I'm gonna go this way. Like if you want to them, then you're gonna get off course too. So there is that heart pulling. I feel like that we all experience in this line of service, where it's like everybody's not gonna come,
No,
and
no. And it could be something as simple as they don't want to go in that particular direction because they don't like you,
yeah.
or whatever it is that they don't like about you, or how you said something, or whatever it is. And that is their particular perspective and their particular hang up. You can't let it be your particular perspective or hang up, because you have to keep flowing and going.
I hope they're catching these gems, because my spirit is catching and containing and letting it flutter on the inside, because that's true. And it's one of those things you always revisit, right? Because I have to consistently ask myself, like, am I focused? Am I on point with what I have to do, regardless of who's supporting, not supporting, regardless of who's coming, not coming, regardless of who's collaborating, who's not? Am I going to continue going? How does it look if it takes longer, what I'm saying, to obtain the support that I'm looking for? Am I going to continue? And that lets you know if you designed a purpose that you're really passionate about and that you take seriously, because it's one of those, like, women's health, the restoration of sisterhood, the restoration of our divinity as women. That's not something that I could just give up. I have a daughter, and so there's just so many different outside of myself that allow me to remind myself that it's not about my emotions, it's not about my feelings in the moment, it's not about anyone else's, but are we going to stick to the vision? And it's a yes or a no. For me, it's a yes, for sure.
Exactly. As well as, people come along into their spirituality at different times in their lives, right? They could come into it when they were younger. They could come into it when they're older. Right. And the younger ones, when they come into it when they're younger, they will take the direction and the guidance from someone that is their same age. It could be a little bit younger, their same age, but of course somebody older. But the older ones, for whatever the reason, because they're just not coming into their spirituality, right? Or their level of knowledge and their perception, you almost have to tap dance around them, because they don't see your authority or your agency because of your age or their perceived idea of what your age is, rather than what the age of your spirit and what the age of your knowing.
It probably don't help for us whimsical girls either.
What'd you say?
I said it probably don't help for us whimsical girls either.
Because we're silly, right? So they're like, "Oh, you're so silly," but no, I'm saying I'm being silly because I'm trying to Mary Poppins it. I'm trying to give you a spoonful of sugar to make the medicine go down.
Because look, I ain't gonna take them bitters, okay?
Right. I don't do well with bitters.
For the real one. That's for the real.
In fact, I'm gonna point you to the stuff that tastes good. Because I'm not good with bitters. Like that noni juice. Oh Lord.
That's for the champs, you know what I'm saying? I don't prefer it either. But it's so good for you.
It's excellent for you, but my tongue will not allow it. It will not allow it to pass.
No, not here.
Somewhere else. We got to find something else.
This got to be blended down with something, because we're not just gonna take this.
No, we can't even blend it. No, there's no blending it. There's no adding it to anything else. It's just an immediate no.
Oh my God. Is V still there? I know you have a little bit of technical difficulties. I hope she heard what we said last, because I want her to know, Everybody's
I don't know
sisterhood.
if you all can see. Can you all hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
So I don't know if you've seen chat. I've been telling you all that I cannot. For 5 minutes, I couldn't hear you all, but I can hear you now. But your voices are sped up like chipmunks. So I'm listening as best
Oh,
as I can. Wait, say something again.
Can you hear us now? Can you still hear us? Do we sound like chipmunks for real?
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you, but it's sped up really fast.
Do I sound like Alvin
I hope
or
it's
the
not
baby
recording
one?
that
The
way for
baby
me.
one. I hope
But
it's not the baby one. The baby one. I like his voice.
not you trying to figure out which one you sound.
Like the seven polarity of me. I just wanted to know because that's important to me.
Do I sound like Alf?
I don't want to sound like Alvin because he bad. You know what I'm saying? Like he always be into something. I want to sound like the other one.
Right? The smart one, right?
Yes, you know, cute, simple. You know, disciplined.
Right.
Be
You
always
always got a plan.
right. I mean, this is why they don't take me serious now because I was saying V that with the womb council, I want us to meet up. So hopefully we can assist you in rebuilding what you were saying about how you envision sisterhood to look like for you. I know it may not be the community. I mean, unless you join Arna, then you know it's getting gay. But but it may not be the same community. But we got your back, sis. I hope she understood that. I hope that it was a clear chipmunk voice. Oh,
Well, hopefully when she revisits
the live.
the replay, yeah,
I'm
she'll
gonna
be
text
able to
you
hear.
too, right in the chat. I'll be like, listen, sis, we got you.
Right. We got you.
Yes, but I don't wanna keep you guys any longer. I know that your prayer alarm went off. I don't wanna keep you. Is it I don't know how you doing?
Well, this is the night prayer, so I'll pray it with my children. We'll
Okay.
pray it together. So they can just immediately go to bed.
I know that's right. Look, I don't hear mine anymore, so hopefully they're sleeping. Because in the
Right.
beginning, I heard some voices. Oh, we can see you now.
There she is.
Say something too so I can know if we can hear you too.
Can you hear us?
Oh no. The connection. It's going in and out a little bit. I don't know. I can't tell. No, it's coming in. It's coming back in. Okay. Can you hear
Okay,
us?
stay there, be and here.
Right. I can't. I feel like it's buffering. That's probably why. I'm hoping the buffer that comes back on. Okay, yeah. I think it's no. What's this going on? I love that answer about sisterhood, sis. Like that was. Ate that up. Can you hear us, sis? I'm still trying to remember all their names. What is their names? Alvin.
Alvin, Simon, and Theodore.
Okay, thank you. Like, well, I don't know the rest of their names. I want to be Theodore or Simon. I'm cool with those. Okay. I feel like I give more like. No, I'm probably a mix between the two of those because I am.
No,
Shy.
you don't want to be Alvin.
No, I don't be Alvin. I'm a mix between Theodore and Simon.
Right.
Alvin, that's someone else. That's not me. Can you hear us? Oh. Let me stop talking. Maybe it's me.
No, maybe like maybe her phone is in proximity to like maybe a what's it, like a Wi-Fi area?
Yeah, possibly. I can hear it, the car. Now it's trying to narrate.
Well, ask me another question.
Okay. That was the question that I had for today. But you know what? Let's see. Oh, I got one. Okay. So, can you expand on what you were saying about the categories of sisterhood? Because I'll tell you what, like maybe I didn't start implementing that for real until like maybe like 4 months ago. I feel like,
Hmm.
but like for me before that, I was like, all right, you gotta meet my criteria of sisterhood, or we gotta be acquaintances. But like there are tiers of sisterhood. So can you explain like how to keep that not so much genuine? 'Cause I feel like it can always be genuine, but like is that a
Can't
conversation that
hear
you have,
anything
or is that like a silent separation in your mind?
because I can't hear anything. I don't know what's going on with my
It's not
phone.
really a silent separation in my mind. It's what that is what naturally happens,
Okay.
right? When you're being who you are and you're being in purpose and you're being true to self and um you're being who you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to be, some people they just don't gel with it.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be around you for whatever the reason, right? It might not be in extreme close proximity, right? But they're supposed to be around you for either for you to watch them and know that this person is for you or against you, right? You want to, it's not so much that they're an enemy, but you know that this person would not operate at their best selves in regards to you because they have already proven uh, to operate not in a high regard in regards to you.
Gotcha.
Okay. Um, so so there are levels to that, you know. So for you personally, you'll have to put them, now this is where it comes in your mind. You have to put them in a particular level so that you know how to interact with them because they've already shown you how you need to interact with them.
Gotcha.
Now, it might not be on the level in which you really wanted it to go at first, but that's the level in which they need to be.
I'm like a very cut and dry person with that because I'm such a open book and I'm like very vulnerable in my relationship. So what I would
Exactly. And that's why when they show you who they truly are, what did Maya Angelou say? When they show you who they are,
believe them.
believe them. Believe them. Okay, I believe you. This is who you are. So now I have to place you at this particular level.
Yeah.
You're not going to have full access to me, but I can facilitate you in what it is that you're trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
This is my baby. Okay, yes, baby.
Okay. Okay. I low key want to like give this space to pause only because I want to give Sister V a chance to come back in for the next time. Um. So I don't know. Are you there?
Well, for the ones that watch this later or are watching it, they can, well, I'm feeling like they should leave comments as to the question, leave in the comments as to the questions that they have so that we can answer them at a later time.
Yes, please. Thank you for that, Sister Aya. Please interact with the video whenever you see this. Thank you for listening and for tuning in with us. And There will be one more interview session next Thursday. And then from there, we're about to get juicy. Like, we're about to get directly into some deep, beautiful conversations and topics in regards to sisterhood, womanhood, wifehood, motherhood. And as you saw here tonight, like, it's raw conversations. So definitely please interact because you are a part of the conversation, especially if you are a woman. And each of us will also be leaving our not email, our websites. And if you have a Patreon, our Patreon or the spaces in which we facilitate the work that we do down below for you guys to see. Okay. So have a beautiful night.
You can contact me at the name that you see on the screen. That's what it
So,
is.
Posey.
Your social media.
Your last name, sis?
Madyun.
Medyun. I don't like messing up people's names now. Names are important. So yes. Oh, I think Sister V is coming back. I think. There you go. Don't stress. It's okay, but you are on mute before you start. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Your voice is regular now. I had to come inside.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay, so we were actually ending because we want to do this. But it's okay because it's the interview, so we're gonna have more. This is just the beginning.
Okay.
I want you to hear from us because we were speaking to you. We heard you with your sisterhood. What you were saying, I was saying that I'm hoping that the more that we meet up, because I want us to meet up in physical and be able to do events together, be able to do womb events and all types of beautiful things within the space. So I'm hoping that we can fill some of the voids of the experience that you had in the previous with our physical presence, because I know that's been really important.
Yes.
So we're all gonna see you guys next Thursday. I'll have 2 more ladies. Let me make sure. Yes, okay. I have 2 more ladies that I'll be introducing into the space, and then all of us will be back for.
Do we watch here or where?
No, you can watch on Facebook, Instagram, on the YouTube, and then I'm also gonna send you guys the video.
Okay.
So you guys will have it personally. But thank you guys for tuning in and have a beautiful night.
You too. Thank you.
Oh, I'm mute. Are you can't hear you?
Oh, sorry. We need to have a tutorial about this StreamYard.
Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that because you know what? That we need. You know what? We deserve that awareness.
Well, I had to get my child to help me.
I'm still learning too, you guys. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I just learned 3 weeks ago that I had a what is it called? It's like a web live stream, and I'm still learning, but we definitely gonna do a tutorial. We could go behind the scenes and do one day. I love you guys.
All right, thank you. All right, peace.
Peace.